Hello, friends. How are you today? I am so excited to be here with you and to talk about human energy and its expression and the potential meaning in our lives through the Schumann resonance, through astrology, and through my intuitive interpretation of the energies. What I'd like to do is give you a little review of the energies and then give you a preview of this week. So I put together this little presentation for you, and I did a very detailed energy review on my Substack newsletter. So I'm going to link that below, but it's got a ton of charts in it and with all sorts of commentary on the charts, pointing at various key things in the charts. And then I reviewed the 4 key themes in the charts and 2 kind of overall understandings that I took away from the energies of last week. So check that out. And if you haven't subscribed to my Substack email newsletter, it would be awesome if you'd like to do that. I'd say that there's maybe 3 times a week emails with that, so it's more frequent. If you want less frequent, I have a monthly-ish newsletter that's free on my blog, and that's linked below as well. If you would like to support me and my work, you can choose a paid option for the Substack newsletter, which is, I think, $5 a month or something. So, and thank you to those who have done that. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's take a look at the energies. But first, I just wanted to talk for a quick minute about myself and my energies and what's going on at the channel. And what I wanted to say is that, these energies of really, it's been the last week to 10 days, it's really gotten me, I've been focused on deeply connecting inside of myself and bringing light to those shadow features, that we all have. But I've been, trying to find mine. And it's interesting because, when you're in this process, what I have found is that you have this impulse. You know that there's something there. And whether it's a habit that I want to change or a part of my life that, I want to take a look at, the energies have been perfect for, and I think that there's still this opportunity now with these energies to do this, to really look within, because Venus is still on her amazing journey, which I talked about in my recent videos. So, but what I wanted to tell you is something that has really been coming up for me around the work that I produce. And this is that there's something in me that wants to do more. And when I meet individually with people, I talk a lot about the human energy system, and I look at their system, okay, when I do a regular session. And I've been doing this for years now. I started in about 2012, and it's really developed over the years. There's been very kind of key road marks along the way. But I've had something that I've wanted to say for a long time. And so about energy and how I see it and how it flows, and all of these points of view and my observations inform how I interpret the Schumann resonance and the astrology. But the reason that I feel that I understand the energies on the charts, on the Schumann charts in particular, and how they express and the nuances of this expression, it has to do with my study of energy dynamics and of human energy in the human energy field. And I would really like to start sharing this with you. And it's kind of buried so deep that it's become a part of me to where I think I'm just going to really need to focus to bring it to the surface and share. But some of the energy videos that I have done touch on these concepts. And I've included them and I've kind of hidden them in my Schumann videos. But I'd like to start kind of bringing a light to this, because if I can share them with you, then you might come to an understanding of how energy works the way that I do. Maybe that would be of benefit to you, maybe that would be of interest to you. But what I have found is that by having this understanding, it has really helped me to bring a conscious focus to my life, like a conscious ability to express myself. And just as important, and sometimes even more importantly, where I choose not to express myself. And, where we choose to do so and not choose to do so, it can have life-altering effects. And when you can bring your conscious focus to this, you can produce results that are more in alignment with the truth of who you are. And you can discover the truth, more of the truth of who you are, and really touch into that inside the self. And that also involves developing a relationship, not just with the soul, right? God, the Most High, the Creator of the universe, that flame of light that you are, that is a part of that beingness, but with the inner child within, which is kind of like the interim step between just the pure soul and the human being in this world, living in this world. And so these are the things that I would like to share more of. And I'm just introducing it and kind of put my toe in the water, just formally say that this is what I'm intending for this year, type of a thing. And the natural new year starts in April, so it's more that I'll intend it to roll it out with the natural new year. But I just wanted to let you know that it's coming, and that this is what, the more that I talk about the Schumann resonance, the more that I want to explain energy to you. And so it goes hand in hand in my view, and it's part of how I came to understand the resonance energies in the first place. So thanks for listening to me, and I look forward right now to starting a look at the Schumann resonance with you, and we're going to review the energies and then do a preview of this week. Now, if you could please share this video, if it resonates with you, that would be wonderful. If you could like it and subscribe to the channel, that would be super. And like I said, I'll link the Substack with all the detailed pictures of the review below, because I'm only going to do a thumbnail. So the deeper information is going to be in that article. This is the chart from this morning. You can see on this chart, I don't know where my notes went from this, but I had a bunch of notes down here. I had to find them. There are two key observations that I would make here. The first is that there are 3 really thick vertical lines here. The other thing is you have the very, it wasn't choppy energies. It was like gentle. It was gentle choppiness. It was gentle small waves, and it's kind of steadied. Now there's one bigger wave here and one bigger wave here. Okay, but it was still that here, and then over the last 2 days, the chart energies have really stabilized. And where they got choppy was right back to the 16th during this event. After that event, the energies were very choppy. You can see that it's literally, and this is what it looked like at the water too, but it's just like wave, 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 wave. Do you see what I'm saying here? That the spaces between these like waves on the chart, the slight changes in color vertically, were very short. And this is what the waves looked like right immediately after that event as well. Okay, even if you go over here, you can see it, right? This choppiness, okay? And it just continued for days. I want to show you what this is, okay, because I just added it to the chart this weekend. you had an event here where the moon was quincux Venus and Pluto moved to 1 degree from its USA return, its Pluto return in the USA. And Uranus stationed direct right here, okay? Although that's a far planet, it affects us as human beings, okay? In terms of having dramatic events. It was 3 days apart, this Uranus stationing direct. So that's interesting. And at not the same time, but very soon after, Moon went quincux Venus, and Pluto moved to this very important degree. And we had all this energy. I go into detail on this in the article. So it's my view that this was an initiating point for something that shifted the energies. So here I'm showing you the little waves, okay, how they're very choppy. And here it was. Hold on, is this it? Yeah, it was right here, okay? Now, there's faces in the shadows here. This is from the 23rd, that's yesterday. Now, can you see it? Here it is right here. It's in the unconscious part of the chart. Do you see? It's almost like a guy with sunglasses right here, right there. And he's got a very, very straight brow, and he's peeking through, okay? He's peeking through this part of the chart. Now, obviously, this is an intuitive part of the interpretation, because I look at the images and do an intuitive interpretation, and that's a kind of a spiritual and energetic process. If you're not familiar with it, then just bear with me here for a second. Okay, so you see the eyes here? You see, it's almost like sunglasses, very, very serious, focused, and kind of looking. So here's how I interpret this. This is in the, this right here is about 4 hertz, okay? So this figure is in the unconscious aspect of the brainwaves. That's how I interpret that. Looking out at what's happening in the environment. And so you can see this 2 ways. You can see it as forces monitoring humanity to see what we're up to, what's our state of being, what are the range of choices that we're making, what will we tolerate or not tolerate. Okay. The second way to look at it is on an individual basis, to say what within the shadow of your own personality right now wants to be seen. Okay. That's number 1. Alternatively, number 2, how are you manipulating yourself, or how are you in denial about something? Let me go to this other image here, and that's down here right below this man who's observing, and it's in the what I would call the subconscious area. And what I saw here was a dog, like a boxer dog, but a dog that's kind of more where it could be fierce, but it's going to protect its owner, like a loyal companion. And who's the most loyal companion in our lives? It's within ourselves, okay? Our ability to rely on our own self. And as I've been looking at the energies that are coming up, what I have been seeing is that the development of this inner resilience through connection with the inner divinity, with God the Most High, with spiritual beings that resonate with you of the highest light, with your own soul, this is going to be core to facing the dramatic and dynamic energies that are coming up this year. You know, some very good and some very challenging. That's the first thing. The second thing is developing that relationship with the core of our inner self, okay? Because a lot of us have like this suspicious look inside of ourselves, okay? We're suspiciously looking at our human self, that is who we are as a personality. You know, the inside of us is saying, you know, will you take care of me? Will you provide for me? Where is my security? You know, are you listening to me? And it's my feeling that if we can even get to trusting the self within self, if I can get to trusting if that inner part of me can know that I'm always going to show up for myself, for example, then I think it's going to put us in a much stronger position to handle the energies.